I thought my husband was just annoyed with me. Instead, he looked at me with the calmest eyes I'd ever seen and said, "Thank you for finally showing me the truth." Then he picked up his suitcase and disappeared from my life. If you've ever taken someone's love for granted, this story is going to hit hard. It was a Tuesday, nothing special, just another ordinary weeknight that ended my marriage. I'd done it so many times before, happy hour with the team after a long deadline. One drink turned into 3. Someone started karaoke. I told myself, it's fine. Ethan knows I work hard. He'll understand. I walked through the door a little after 11, still smelling like margaritas and perfume. Ethan was sitting on the couch under the soft glow of the living room lamp. The TV was on, but the volume was almost muted. He wasn't watching it, he was just sitting there. "Hey babe," I said, kicking off my heels. "Sorry I'm late. You should have seen Sarah try to dance. It was an absolute disaster." He gave me a small nod. No smile, no questions, just that quiet nod. I brushed it off. He's probably tired from work, I thought. I went to the kitchen, poured a glass of water, and kept talking about the client who almost cried during the meeting, about the intern who spilled coffee everywhere. Normal stuff. Normal. But Ethan stayed completely silent. After a few minutes, the quiet started feeling heavy. I walked back into the living room. "You okay? You're being really quiet tonight." He looked up at me and said, "I'm listening." Something in his voice made my stomach twist. It wasn't cold, it was final. I sat down across from him, suddenly defensive. "If this is about me going out again, I already told you, it's not a big deal. We've talked about this." "You're right," he said softly. "We have." That answer threw me off. Usually this is when he would push back. He'd tell me he felt lonely. I'd say he was overreacting. We'd go in circles until one of us gave in. But tonight he didn't fight. He just stood up slowly, like a man who had already made his decision. I followed him into the bedroom. "Ethan, what are you doing?" He opened the closet and pulled out the black duffel bag we used for weekend trips. My heart started pounding. He began folding shirts, slow, steady, like he'd practiced this moment in his head many times. "Wait, you're not actually leaving. You're just upset. We can talk about this tomorrow after we've both slept." He kept folding. "Ethan, stop. This isn't funny." He finally turned and looked at me. No anger, no tears, just a heartbreaking clarity that made my knees feel weak. "I've been upset for a long time," he said gently. "Tonight just confirmed what I've been trying not to see." I felt panic rising. "Because I stayed out late one time." He shook his head. "Not one time. Every time. Every time I told you I needed to feel like a priority, you told me I was being dramatic. Every time I asked for a quiet night together, you had somewhere else to be. You never cheated. You never screamed at me. You just chose everything else." Slowly, consistently, his voice never rose. That somehow made it worse. I tried to defend myself. "I work hard. I need to blow off steam." "I thought you understood." "I did understand," he said. "I understood that your version of us meant me waiting while you lived your life. And I'm done waiting." He zipped the bag. I reached for his arm. "Please, we can fix this. Couples counseling, date nights, whatever you want." He looked down at my hand, then back at my face with the softest, saddest smile I'd ever seen. "Thank you," he whispered. I blinked, confused. "For what?" "For finally being honest about who you are." It made my choice easy. Those words landed like a punch to the chest. He picked up the bag and walked toward the front door. I followed, my voice cracking. "Ethan, don't do this. You're really leaving, just like that." He stopped at the threshold, turned back one last time. "I didn't leave tonight," he said quietly. "I left months ago, in my heart. You just noticed." He leaned in, pressed the gentlest kiss to my forehead, and whispered, "Take care of yourself." Then the door clicked shut behind him. I stood there in the hallway for what felt like hours. The apartment was so quiet I could hear the refrigerator humming. His favorite mug was still on the counter. His side of the bed was still made from the morning. That's when it finally hit me. He wasn't angry in that final moment. He was free. All those nights I came home late thinking, he'll get over it. He wasn't getting over it. He was grieving the version of us I kept killing with my indifference. He was slowly detaching while I stayed blind. I mistook his patience for weakness. I mistook his silence for forgiveness. By the time I realized the difference, he was already gone. If you're watching this and you've been the one coming home late, canceling plans, or telling your person, it's not a big deal, please hear me. Love isn't loud until it's gone. The quiet ones who stay calm the longest. They're often the ones who leave the most completely. Ethan taught me something'll carry forever. You don't have to scream or cheat to break a heart. Sometimes you just have to keep choosing everything else. And one day, the person who loved you most will thank you for showing them the truth, and walk away with whatever pieces of their heart they have left. If this story hit you, let me know in the comments. Have you ever realized too late that someone was done? Or have you been the one who finally chose peace? And if you're at home with someone who's still choosing you every day, text them right now. Tell them you see them. Choose them back. I'm still learning. I hope you are too. Take care of the people who choose you, before they stop choosing you back.